Hey everyone, and welcome to episode 8 of the Ski the Kingdom show. This is our podcast series looking to give more coverage, more awareness and more exposure to all the great things going on within the UK snowsport scene. In this week's episode, we're talking to exciting new snowboard startup ALLWINTER Snowboarding about what the journey's been like to bring their totally new product to the snowsports market. So let's get right into today's show. So first of all, starting off with a roundup of some of the highlights from this past week within the UK snowsport scene, and you can't have missed all the action from the Planks Clothing Grassroots UK tour. We've currently had 3 of the 4 stops, and so far it's been just an incredible tour. Each one's been very different. We've been to Bearsden, to the Snow Centre at Hemel, and most recently to Snowtrax, and they've all been brilliant events, very different in their own way. We'll put the links to the videos and the blog posts in the description below so you can read up and watch all the action. Huge thanks has to go to all the team from Planks Clothing, to Rob Embling, to Sophie, to Jim, all the team from Jibworks that are making the competitions happen, the coaches, particularly Ro Emery and Will Tucker, and just everyone who's working so hard behind the scenes to make this tour happen. It's not too late to join in. The final stop is this Friday, the 13th of October, up in Manchester at Chill Factory. It's set to be another great event from this tour. There's coaching sessions, a jam competition run by Jibworks, and it's just attracted loads of skiers from the UK who are super passionate about our UK scene and just getting a chance to ski together and just enjoy it, really. So make sure you head down to Chill Factor or put the link in the bio to the event page so you can find all the information you need there. And yeah, hope to see lots of you there. So the results for this year's Championship Ski and Snowboard CSS League have just been announced, and huge congrats to Bearsden, who took home first place in the Ski League again this year. Having been up there recently and seen the setup and the passionate group of people Bearsden have around the slope, it's no surprise that they're doing so well in this league. So big congrats to Bearsden. We hope that the prizes are really helpful to develop and further progress the scene up there, and hope to get back up there soon to catch up with you all. It's getting to that time of year now where winter doesn't feel too far away, and it's really exciting to see more and more competitions and events popping up in the few months before winter's here. And the first of these is the Brits Indoor Championship, taking place up at Chill Factory this Saturday, the 14th of October. It's the day directly after the Planks Clothing Grassroots tour, so if you're heading up for that, make sure you stay and enjoy the Brits on the next day. And there's also the next instalment of Air Attack Snowtrax's legendary competition series that's happening the weekend after on Saturday the 21st of October. We'll put links to both the Brits and Snowtrax's Air Attack competition in the description below. And finally, staying on the theme of events, Snowsport England are back again this year with their 30 Days of Snowsport campaign, which is a great initiative just looking to get more people involved in skiing, in snowboarding and all disciplines of snowsports within the UK. There's tons of events happening up and down the country, taster sessions for complete beginners, up to people to try freestyle or racing or snowboarding or any discipline of snowsports that you might want to get involved with. Check out their website, we'll link that in the description as well so everyone can make the most of this amazing opportunity that Snowsport England are putting on for everyone. So our very special guests this week are Will and Alice from ALLWINTER Snowboarding. If you haven't come across ALLWINTER Snowboarding yet, they're a company that are just about to come to market. There's been loads and loads of hard work going on behind the scenes. They're launching a completely new snow sports product. I caught up with Will and Alice on Skype this past week to chat through the experience of what it's like to bring a completely new product into the snow sports world, what their journey's been like and how they found it. So thank you very much, Will and Alice, for taking the time to have a chat, and here's our interview. So I'm here on Skype with Alice and Will from ALLWINTER Snowboarding. So you guys, for people that maybe haven't come across you yet or heard about the brand, give us a bit of an introduction on your backstory and kind of all the things you're working on at the moment.
Yeah, so hi everyone, I'm Will, and I'm a snowboard addict. I'm a co-founder at ALLWINTER Snowboarding. Alice and I have set this company up together to try and bring powder to the people.
Yeah, hi everybody, I'm Alice, and apologies for my snuffly nose. The October chills has hit me hard, but hopefully that doesn't take away from what we have to say today. And I'm also co-founder at ALLWINTER Snowboarding. Sorry, should put that in there.
Yeah, so we've actually invented a new product for the snowboard market, and the idea is that anybody who can't justify a powder snowboard, they're not getting the most out of powder snowboarding. So we want to help you guys make the most of your existing equipment, take your twin tipped and your directional twin boards, use our product together with those, and then you'll be ripping in powder as if you had a fully directional 500 pounds swallowtail powder board.
Our product that Will keeps talking about is the PowDaze, and hopefully you've seen it all over social media, and if you don't, you can follow us at ALLWINTER Snowboarding, and I'm sure you'll see lots more of it in the future.
Just sounds really exciting. I was quite keen to do this interview because it seems a product, when I first heard about it, it seems so obvious, but nothing's out there in the market like it as well. What kind of, how did the idea come about for making it? What was the thought behind it?
So it actually started from, I guess, a personal need. So I've been snowboarding for a long time, nearly 15 years now. And, I've never been blessed to live at a resort. I've been riding every week on indoor slopes. So for me, there just wasn't that need to, I can justify owning a powder board. I wasn't going to go buy a £500 board that I would ride a couple of days a year. If I was lucky, I would get maybe 14 days a year on a mountain, and maybe a handful of those would be powder days. It just wasn't worth buying the powder board for me. So kind of started looking at ways to make the most of my own equipment. Just in the garage, in my parents' garage, we built like a really simple, basic press. It actually took two weeks to build the first prototype.
The pits compared to our new press, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, it was
we actually, I have a blog post all about DIYing your own workshop and your own press, and I do put pictures of our first ever press in there if you're intrigued to see. You can find it on our website.
Yeah, so it was after university in late 2015. Alice and I went backpacking around Japan, and we ended that trip in Niseke, and we scored some amazing powder days, didn't we?
Well, it was my first snowboarding trip, so I didn't really know what I was missing out on. This is what I had just
Alice thought
fallen into. This is what I expected it to be.
Yeah, she thought that was normal in Japan, like, oh, this is snowboarding everywhere. But no, it was pretty special. And so that was kind of where we learnt, what powder snowboarding really should be. And I realised what I've been missing out on by not having the right equipment when it was snowy in Europe. And so, we came back, we started tinkering. I was looking for jobs and doing this as a bit of a side thing, and it just slowly got more and more momentum until it turned into a full-time gig. We took our first rideable prototype out to Zermatt in spring 2016.
And it's kind of the point where we decided, okay, this is actually a product people can use. Because before you have these ideas, but when you conceive them and then you actually put them to the test, are they going to work? Well, we made what now looks like a really bad version of what we've got now. But at the time, it was super cool and super innovative. And we did get a lot of questions actually carrying it around the mountain back then. But anyway, the point is, we were blessed with one powder day on the last day of our trip, and Will took it out. I must admit, it was my second ever snowboarding trip, and I don't know if you've been to Zermatt, it's not that easy of a resort. So I was a little bit wiped out by that point, but Will went out with his dad just hours before our flight, and he took it out, and we have this awesome footage of him being like, it works, baby, which I'm sure will release to the public one day. So that's when we kind of decided, all right, this is going to work, but we need to make it a better product. And for the past, year and a half later, we've been designing, we've been doing lots of legal stuff, which is boring, but you kind of got to do when it's this new and innovative. And we've created a product that we're really proud of now. And that's kind of our journey up until this point.
Just really exciting. I think it's been, there's lots of obviously snow sports companies springing up more and more these days as it gets easier to kind of start. And it seems to me that you're very different, kind of haven't got sort of any roadmap to follow, kind of you've created your own path and it's a whole new product. You've, I guess, both got experience in lots of other great industries, but kind of how's this experience been building the company, I guess, from scratch without a path to follow for you guys? How's it all been?
Challenging.
Well, I don't know. I think it's been blissful on some days and really hard on others. But I do really like thinking about where we've come from, because there have definitely been days where I've kind of wallowed to myself and I'm like, why am I doing this? This is so hard. especially when it comes to things where we're not jacks of all trades, but we've had to be kind of, you know. I've self-taught myself how to code and build a website. Yes, I didn't do it the extremely hard way, but even the way that I've done it is more challenging than getting someone else to do it, because we wanted to save money, because we never knew how it was going to be, like if this would be our job. So we've done everything ourselves. Finances, that's also something where it's super boring, but you have to do it, and I couldn't give more advice than get yourself an accountant, because then your job becomes so much more easier, and you don't have to learn too much.
I think, like you said, Jack, there hasn't been a roadmap, and you know, there are some pretty big decisions that have to be made along the line.
Oh yeah.
And it's just difficult to know if you're making the right decision, isn't it? But I think you just have to kind of take confidence, know that it's your brand, and just go with it, and see how it pans out.
Like there's always going to be one person in this world who agrees with you, and if you keep that like idea in your head, it doesn't make it too hard to make decisions, because even if it is necessarily wrong in the big picture, one person might like the idea that you had, so that's all you really need. I don't know. I don't know. It's been so hard making those big decisions. So
yeah, we're very lucky though that we have a really good network of friends and family around us with a lot of experience in snowboarding and in industry and business. Yeah, so we're really quite lucky that we've got the resources around us. There's always someone to help and willing to lend a hand. So
that's actually so true. I mean, you would be so surprised what someone's willing to do for just a promise of a can of beer. Like, it's very helpful for us that we've had this like plethora of people who just support us and are happy to let us live our dream for a little bit. Well, hopefully for the rest of our lives.
So the product's now been in development for coming up sort of 2 seasons, and you've done lots in that time. What advice would you kind of give to people who have got an idea that they want to bring to market that's never been done before? What are the things you've kind of learned from the process and you'd want to sort of pass on to them, and sort of tips and advice that you could give them to help?
I really loved this question because there was a lot to reflect on. My first piece is just go for it. You know, if you're passionate and you love something, someone else is going to love it. And then my real biggest piece of advice is everything is going to take so much longer than you plan it to take. We 100% thought we were going to have the PowDaze up and ready for the end of the season 2016, and look at us, we're just going into the season of 2017 and we're just releasing it to the public now. So that's like the biggest thing I would always say is plan for more time than you think it's going to take.
Yeah, definitely true. So yeah, there will be struggles along the way, but you know, if it is your passion and it is what you love doing, it's also super rewarding. So yeah, like Alice said, just go for it, I think, and know when to ask for help.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's pretty important too. But yeah, I'd say go for it for sure.
Absolutely, this world needs innovation. People might be a bit resistant, but you know, change is going to come whether they like it or not, and hopefully it's change for the good, like we're hoping to bring to people who... I mean, we love powder snowboards. We want to reiterate, like, if you can afford a powder snowboard, do it. They're awesome. They're made for a reason. But we're bringing powder to the people who just, you know, can't justify it. We don't live in resort. We only go traveling once a year, and we don't want to carry... I mean, another great point we got from feedback is that people don't want to carry around 2 boards, so why not carry around a board and an attachment, and you stay within that 20 kilo weight limit from EasyJet.
And it's almost been really exciting this kind of past few weeks. You've sort of started to release hints and little bits of detail about the product. Can you tell us a bit more kind of about the big launch, kind of what the reaction's been so far? What can we expect for the next couple of weeks?
Yeah, absolutely. So the big launch is Kickstarter. This is the platform we've decided to launch the PowDaze on, and this is because yes, we are ready to bring this product to market, but we still do need to move production to a factory, because so far we've been hand making them all ourselves, and even though the product you can see is made with love, it's just not a viable option for our future. So we want to go to Kickstarter and help raise all the funds we need to move this production and start working with a factory. And we're hoping to launch that this October. The date is soon to be released, I do promise, because I know I'm well aware we're into October now. And if you follow our social medias at ALLWINTER Snowboarding, Facebook and Instagram is definitely where we're most active on. You will not be shy to know when we release the Kickstarter.
Brilliant. Super exciting. I guess we can't all wait to see it and get our hands on one. Finally, kind of what have you got planned for this winter? Whereabouts will you be going? And just where can we follow you and keep track of all you're up to?
So like Alice said, we're on Facebook and Instagram. You can find us at ALLWINTER Snowboarding.
Just one word.
You can check out our website, allwintersnowboarding.com, and we update that occasionally with some blog posts, and it has all the information you want about the PowDaze on it.
And it will have our Kickstarter links there as well if you're not a social media user.
And then, so we're going to run the Kickstarter this year, and then obviously we'll be working hard to fulfill all the perks, to transfer the design to factory, go through prototyping with the factory and make sure that everything's good. We're going to try and get some models out this season to some friends, just to get more people on it, get some testimonies. So we'll be travelling around Europe doing that stuff. We'll be going to some trade shows around Europe, and fingers crossed we can squeeze in a Japan trip in the works.
Yeah, we would love that. Go back to the place it all started.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
So a huge thank you to Will and Alice for your time this week. We really appreciate it. We know that the Kickstarter launch isn't long away for ALLWINTER Snowboarding. We'll be posting it on our Facebook page as soon as it goes live. We'll also put in the description the links to ALLWINTER Snowboarding's Facebook page, their Instagram, and their website, where you can find lots more information about their Kickstarter launch and what the product's all about. Thank you very much for listening to this week's episode of the Ski the Kingdom show. We really hope you enjoyed it. As always, if you've got any comments, any feedback or any questions, please leave them in the comments below. Thank you very much for listening, and we'll see you next time.